All right, welcome. Today, we are going to dive deep into a word you probably use every single day without even thinking about it. But this simple little word, it's actually part of a very exclusive club, and understanding why is going to change the way you think about language itself. So let's get right into it. So let me start by asking you this. How many jobs can one word really do? How much heavy lifting can it handle? The word we're looking at today is a serious multitasker, and honestly, its range might just surprise you. And that word is thick. Yeah, I know. We're going to start with what seems obvious, but you got to stick with me here because its versatility is where things get really, really interesting. I mean, we all say it, right? A thick book, a thick slice of pizza, we use it constantly. But have you ever stopped to think about what fundamental job that word is doing in those sentences? What concept is it really trying to communicate? Okay, check out these examples. You can see right away this word is a real workhorse. When we say thick fingers or thick ice, we're talking about a physical measurement, right? From one side to another. But then you get thick coat or thick hair, and that's more about density. And then there's thick oil, which is totally different again. It's about viscosity, how a liquid flows. One word doing a bunch of very different jobs.
Now, this amazing versatility isn't just a happy accident. Oh no. There is a very specific reason thick is so flexible. It's because it's part of a very, very exclusive club.
And here's the key, pulled straight from our source material. Thick is on the Basic English 850 list. This tells us something huge. It means thick isn't just another adjective. It was specially chosen for a reason. Just think about that number, 850. Out of the hundreds of thousands of words in the English language, thick made the cut for this tiny elite list. So what on earth is this list, and why should we care? Well, we should care because this list completely reframes language. It stops being this endless dictionary you have to memorize, and instead becomes a powerful, practical toolkit. Let's break down what that means. So Basic English was this fascinating project back in the 1930s. The idea was to create a super simple but still powerful version of English for everyone in the world to use. The core philosophy is that with just these 850 carefully selected words, you can express almost any complex idea you want. It's all about getting maximum clarity from a minimal set of tools. And this analogy is just perfect. Think about it. With just red, yellow, and blue, an artist can mix up an entire rainbow of colors. In the same way, the 850 words of Basic English are the foundational blocks. You can combine them to build complex thoughts and communicate just about anything, and do it clearly. So, with this new idea of a linguistic toolkit in our minds, let's circle back to our star player, the word thick, and see exactly why it's such a valuable tool to have. So, as our slide lays out, thick really has three distinct jobs. First up is distance, that physical space from one side to another, like the thick ice. Then, number two is density, having a lot of something packed into a space, like a dog's thick hair. And finally, number three is flow, describing a liquid that moves slowly like that thick oil. One word covering three essential concepts. And that right there is exactly why it earned its spot on the 80/50 list. It's like a Swiss Army knife for language. Instead of needing three separate words for width and density and viscosity, Basic English gives you one super efficient tool that does all three jobs. Thick. And you can also understand a word by looking at its neighbors. Thick can stand in for words like wide, fat, or even heavy in some contexts. And it's no surprise that its direct opposite, the word thin, is also on the Basic English list. Together, that one pair covers a massive amount of descriptive ground. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it really comes down to the incredible power of simplicity. By just digging into one single word, we've kind of unlocked an entire philosophy of what it means to communicate clearly. So let's recap real quick. We started with one simple word, thick, and discovered it's a multi-tool. We learned that its amazing versatility is what got it a place in Basic English, a whole system built for clarity. But I think the real lesson here is that powerful communication isn't about knowing the most words. It's about mastering the right words, the core tools in your toolkit. And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. We've seen how just one of these 850 words can be a powerful building block. So if you had to build your own communication toolkit from the ground up, what would your foundational words be? What are the words that are absolutely essential to the way you see and describe the world?